What's up, everyone? It's Sports Talk on the Levee, episode 81. We made it, bro. 81 episodes. Yeah. So we took a little bit of a hiatus, a little break for about 3 months or so.
Yep.
It was pretty much. It came down to life got busy. There's a lot going on in our worlds. The store's busy. We did VOA Country Music Fest. That was a great time. We did Beyond the Stage. I started interviewing some artists at Madison Live. YOMN dropped some music, played a show. We did my birthday party, birthday show at Madison Live, so we performed at that. So we've been busy the last 3 months, but we're back to talking about some sports. We're ready to do it. It's going to be a good season here with football season approaching Thursday. So with the Lions and the Chiefs opening up the season, so we're excited for football. But I do want to give a little shout out though to the Denver Nuggets. Okay. They are NBA champions, and Jamal Murray, he went to UK, so I'm a big fan, of course. But congrats to the Denver Nuggets, bro. They won the championship. They beat the Heat in the finals, and pretty cool. I mean, I'm not mad about it. The Nuggets, Jokic really earned it. He definitely deserved everything he's getting, and we talked, extensively, a few months ago about it. But really, he earned it, man. He earned it. He is definitely the best center in the game, in my opinion, with everything that he can do on the basketball court. He's a point center, so that's practically unstoppable in this day and age of basketball. So, yeah, congrats to the Denver Nuggets. What are your thoughts on them?
Pretty much what you said, man. Murray. I think it in the playoffs kind of took everybody by surprise. But then once they got there, they pretty like what we were saying like a few months ago. They pretty much reminded us of how the Spurs used to play.
Yeah, for sure. My total bad. I'm Andrew Eisler, and tonight I got YOMN, by the way. Getting right to it. We're anxious about talking some sports, man. It's been a few months, like I said. As you.
Holy shit.
I don't know why they're doing it. Things are turning themselves on here. I don't know. We are not alone. But so really excited about this football season upon us. Basketball, we love our hoops. But the Denver Nuggets won it all, and that is what it is. So this next season is going to be pretty fun, though. I'm excited to see what the Lakers do with they're adding some pieces. So I'm really excited to see what the NBA season brings and the college basketball season. See how UK does.
Oh yeah.
And college sports is taking a turn with football. Colorado just beat TCU. Deion Sanders, Neon Deion, prime time. He really, showing out for the Colorado football team. Like, he really just is putting them onto a new level, and his recruiting is unmatched because what he can bring to the table. So, shout out to Colorado. Also, shout out to FC Cincinnati. They've been having a really good season on the soccer field, so that's pretty cool. Messi was here, a couple of weeks ago, so that was really, really, really cool to see that the attention he brought to our city. We got the Reds, playing really good baseball. They're in playoff contention, so that's really exciting as well. There's a lot going on in Cincinnati, so really excited about Cincinnati sports and everything coming to fruition. And I think it's going to be a big year for the Bengals. About 2 years ago, I said the same thing. I thought Super Bowl 58 was our year, which we are now at Super Bowl 58 coming up. So, they're still they're my pick for the Super Bowl. It hasn't changed. Get that out there right away. But, I'm really excited. This football season is going to be exciting. There's a lot of interesting things happening. Aaron Rodgers is on the Jets now, right? So, the Titans made some changes. They're adding to the stuff. So Titans are still going to be strong in the division. The Dolphins are going to be strong. The AFC is going to be a gauntlet, when people are trying to get through that. So it's going to be really interesting. But we are going to talk about the Bengals before we get to the pick'ems, because I want to talk about Joe Burrow's
It's like the strap.
Yeah, well, the contract. We're waiting for the contract to come out. The season starts this weekend, so
Yeah.
why do you think the contract hasn't? Why hasn't he? He hasn't signed, at least to our knowledge. What do you think's holding it up?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Is it money or?
Maybe they just want to build up that tension, to keep everybody guessing. Keep
this is to the very last second, though.
I know.
I mean, you could have done this up until last week, and you would have been fine. I mean, you think they're still moving money?
Maybe.
They're like waiting for the checks to clear type. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean,
they go resign him though. There's no way. Yeah. There's no way about to just let this just slide and not do anything about it. So it's got to. Yeah, it's probably something like that.
Yeah, I do agree. I do think that he's gonna get somewhere at the 53 plus million a year. Mm. He's gonna be the highest paid quarterback. I just wonder if the back end of the deal is if he's gonna get a team friendly deal where they can sign T. Higgins to another contract, decent contract, to keep him, so they can keep all of their players. I mean, Joe Mixon took a pay cut to stay with the Bengals, so they're already taking some cuts to be able to give that money to Joe, give it to Burrow. It's just really gonna be an interesting next few days. I mean, at this point we're currently talking a day before the season actually officially begins with the Lions and the Chiefs, but they do have till Sunday. The Bengals and the Browns play at 1 p.m. Sunday on the 10th. So they have till, I guess, I don't know when the contract has to be signed. I guess they could go into the season with it, but I don't know. If I was him, I don't know if I'd step on the football field without a new contract. I don't know if I know he's going to because it's who he is.
All the Bengals fans now.
But you get on that field game one and something happens and you get hurt before that contract signed. Yeah, they're going to keep giving it to him, but I assume they will give it to him because of who he is. But you don't want to get hurt without having a contract signed.
Do you think it got something to do with the strained calf injury that he got?
I don't think that's holding it back.
Stuff?
I think that's holding him out of the practices, but I don't think that's holding the contract up. I think the amount of money and where they're going to put the money and how the contract's structured to give it team friendly, meanwhile making Burrow the most paid, I think all these different factors are taking into account when trying to give him it. What's happening?
We have 0 calories. A major development in the case.
2 times. We are not alone. We are not alone. All right, so that's the thing. Also aliens are real, so we are definitely not alone. Anyways, so Burrow contract, I think it's going to come down to he was going to get his money. It just why take so long? You should have signed him. You should have crossed those T's and dotted those I's like a week ago.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert got his contract a little while ago, and that's all they were waiting for. And as soon as he got his contract, I assumed, Burrow was going to be, a week later, 2 weeks later. But, I mean, we're talking a month later, if that, around that. So, it's a long time for, to get a franchise quarterback his money before the season starts. Interested. It's going to be interesting. Kind of close.
Interesting situation.
It is. But we gave our shout out FC Cincinnati, shout out Reds, shout out to Messi, because he's changing American soccer's got all eyes on it because of him, so that's really cool to see that one player can shift, the whole dynamic, which is really cool to see. But
okay.
And shout out to we just had the WBN fireworks, so that just happened. That was really exciting. It was fun down here.
Oh yeah.
Those fireworks are epic, to say the very least. And yeah. And I guess we're gonna do these pick'ems. It's time. We're gonna do some pick'ems, and then we're gonna end it out with who we think are gonna be our MVP candidates and stuff like that, and just throw some players' names out and wrap it up. But until then, let's get the pick'ems going. So pick'ems week one of the NFL. We were talking to Jay Sal earlier today, and he's not going to be on this week's Pick'ems, but he will be podcasting with us once again soon. We're going to have more guests on weekly, so I've been talking to bunch of homies, bunch of friends that are in the, sports, world. A few do podcasts on different things, and just a bunch of guys that want to talk some sports here. So you're going to see some guests on weekly, bi-weekly. So stay tuned. You might see some people And if you want to watch it, if you want to be on the show, send us a message. And we have a YouTube channel now, which is exciting. We were running things a little different before, but structurally we are changing and we are improving and pivoting every day, and we're trying to make the most of it. So glad to have you with us. So week 1 pick'ems. Let's get it.
All right, man.
First one.
We got the Lions and the Chiefs.
The Lions and the Chiefs. I'm gonna go quick with that one. I think Chiefs got it just because I think the momentum they have going on. The Lions are gonna be a good fight. They're gonna put up a fight for sure. Mm-hmm. But I just think as long as Travis Kelce may not play week 1, which really affect him, and obviously like we know their D-line situation and they're not paying him, so they might have some holes. But I think the Chiefs have enough going for them to outscore the Lions, and I do think it's gonna be a closer game. It's not gonna be a blowout, but I got the Chiefs 24-17.
Okay.
So
yeah, I went with the Chiefs as well, man. If I had to give a score, I said they win by like 2 touchdowns. So I go. Yeah. You said 24-17?
yeah,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns is 14. So
I give them like 28. We'll just go 28-14.
okay.
28.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a definitely fair score. Patrick Mahomes going to put up points. He's got a point to prove, and they're trying to talk about Chiefs going 20-0. I don't think that's going to happen, but
They said the Chiefs is going to go 20-0?
there's a few people thinking the Chiefs will go undefeated. I don't think it's going to happen, but whatever. But the next matchup, we both got Chiefs up. Mm-hmm. The next matchup, we got
Bengals and the Browns. And we both went Bengals.
Who dey?
Home team.
Who dey? Yes, sir.
And it's a rivalry game because it's always a rivalry when they play the Browns.
Yeah, and Burrow has struggled with the Browns, so that's definitely something to really pay attention to. Burrow has struggled with the Browns, but I do think that if Burrow is playing, they say he's going to be good for week 1. So as long as he plays, hopefully he gets his contract. He comes out, they come out swinging. We put up points big. Deshaun Watson's got to really, going to really prove his point as well.
Yeah.
His worth, because he's got a all fully guaranteed contract. And they've got some. I mean, they got some. Chubb is going to really show out.
Oh,
so
yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, so there's definitely got some firepower in Cleveland. I do think our defense is really going to hold up and it's going to, keep them at bay. We're going to put enough points up. Bengals are going to win this one 31-17.
31-17?
31-17.
Okay. I feel like it might be a close one because somehow, some way, it always just ends up being like that.
I think it will be close until
like that fourth quarter roll
yeah.
around.
No, let's do 31-27.
I was going to say 31-24.
I'm going to add 10 to mine.
Okay.
31-17 because I was thinking, maybe because the running game is going to make the score lower, but at the same time, I think that there's going to be kind of a shootout because that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, the Browns are going to run a lot, so it's going to keep them lower, but maybe it might kind of a shootout, and fourth quarter, it might be like a running game because they're going to try to keep it close. So 31-27 is where I'm going with it. Quick pivot inside the pod, but 31-27, you said 31-24?
Mm-hmm.
Heard. All right, we both got the Bengals.
Who
dey,
baby?
And we got some Bengals merch here at Native. We got a few different designs. We got the hats. Get your Bengals colorways. There's a bunch of different types of shirts. We're making all sorts of stuff. So come down to Native on the Levee and see what we got. But yeah, on to the next.
We have the Rams and the Seahawks.
The Rams and the Seahawks. Oh, this is painful for me. My Rams are my team. They're my team. But I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Okay.
On this one. Going with the Seahawks week 1.
I went Rams because I felt like last season probably wasn't that great of a season for them.
True.
So I think they want to come out. They want to come out swinging.
And my only
start the
worry
season off the right way. So I went Rams.
No, for sure. My only worry is like Cooper Kupp stopped playing week 1. So when their star wide receivers out, we're thinking Matt Stafford will be fully ready to go and everything, but just not having their number 1 target out is really going to affect their offensive, game plan.
Okay.
Seahawks have a lot. I think the Seahawks are going to win the division, even over the 49ers. So I think the Seahawks are going to win the division, and I think, I got the 49ers. I think it's going to be a close race. I won't commit to the division to the Seahawks yet, but it's going to be a close race.
Like between them two.
The 49ers and the Seahawks. It's going to be close. But I think the Seahawks are really going to push up. They had a really good draft. They had a really good team last year. Geno Smith's, really playing well. Yeah, man, I'm on this front that Seahawks are going to have a good season. So I've got them over the Rams, even though the Rams are my team. But, dude, the Seahawks got good defense, solid offense, running game solid. Kenneth Walker's going to have a good season. I mean, Seahawks are going to have a good season. That's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
But I think I got the Seahawks winning a close one, though. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Seahawks up 20-17.
Okay.
So a field goal separates them.
I feel like if the Rams beat the Seahawks, it will be close, but it's going to be like something like maybe a field goal. So I'm going to say 27-24. They win it by a field goal.
Yep. Totally.
And then what we got? What's next? We got the
next one up.
Texans and the Ravens.
Texans and the Ravens. Ravens up big.
Oh, yeah.
Ravens up big.
Jackson and OBJ.
Yep. Jackson, OBJ, J.K. Dobbs gonna have a big game. I think Ravens are gonna put up 35 points. So Ravens 35. So let's say Ravens 34. Ravens 34. Texans 10.
All right.
34-10.
I get the Texans I give them 13.
13, okay.
I get the Texans 13.
Okay.
I get a Ravens 34.
Fair. So we're a field goal difference. I mean, C.J. Stroud could have a decent, start. Texans have a little firepower, but
it's just
Ravens are gonna be defense strong, offense strong. They're gonna come out swinging. They're gonna not want to get behind the division. There's a lot of factors going on because we have the toughest divisions: the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Browns. Toughest division in football, and I don't think it's close. So, but I got the Ravens 34-10. You got the Ravens 34-13. On to the next. What's up?
To the next. We got the Bucks and the Vikings.
The Bucks and the Vikings.
This one was like a toss-up for me, man.
Was it?
Yeah, I just went with the Vikings.
Yeah, I went with the Vikings too. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna have a big season again. Justin Jefferson's gonna have a big season. They just signed Hawkinson tight end to a new deal, so he's gonna have a big year. I'm feeling that one. So I think Vikings are gonna come out swinging too, just like the others. Put up big points. The Bucks QB, is Baker Mayfield, so we're gonna be interested to see how he does. Yeah,
because
he's following up Tom Brady.
So he kind of got he got to prove himself too.
Got to prove himself, so they can put up points. But I do the Vikings put up points. I got the Vikings winning 27-20.
27-20. Okay. Yeah,
I think the Bucks are going to put up some points, but I do think the Vikings put up at least 27.
Okay.
Maybe more. They might go 31, but I'm going to go 27 just because.
I'm gonna get a Bucks. I'm gonna get a Bucks like 17. I'm gonna get a Vikings. I'm gonna get a Vikings 30.
30-17?
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be some field goals.
27-20, 30-17, splitting it. So on to the next. We go both for the Vikings. So.
Alrighty. On the next one, we got the Titans and the Saints. This was another toss-up for me, bro.
Yeah. Derek Carr's the Saints quarterback now, so they're gonna come out swinging. I went Titans, though.
I went Titans as well.
I think Derrick Henry is going to be that factor. He's going to run through it, and at the end of the day, running game can really dictate, the points scored. I think it's going to keep it a lower scoring game, so I think the Titans win 20-17. I think a field goal will separate it. I think it'll be close, but I think the Titans ultimately take it 20-17.
I'm gonna go with the same one with you because it is. I feel like it's gonna be like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be real close.
Yeah, for sure.
Running game. Yeah.
I just don't see it a high scoring game. I think they're going to run the ball a lot.
But well, you know what? If I had to if I had to choose a different score, then I'd just go.
You don't have to.
I'd say 17-14.
Even lower.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Just because
I think it's
a
real
running game, a lot of clocks gonna be used up.
Yeah, a lot of clocks gonna be used up, but it depends on how much Derrick Henry runs through him with how high the score is gonna go. Yeah. If he just runs through him, it's gonna be like 30-17 because he's just gonna like. But if he does get some, the Saints get some stoppage going, I do think score's lower, which they're gonna definitely double down on him.
Because they know it's coming.
They know it's coming. They've probably been planning for this. They've probably been planning for the Titans like this for a while. Like they know they've been like trying to. You can't imitate Derrick Henry. You can't imitate that man.
He's too big. He's too tall. He's got speed. It's crazy. The guy's
all right.
Like
so
6'4".
Right. What is the next one?
We got the Panthers and the Falcons.
Panthers and the Falcons.
Oh, yeah. This is another toss-up for me.
Who'd you go with?
I went with the Panthers.
Panthers? I wouldn't be mad about the Panthers winning.
This is like literally a toss-up.
I wouldn't be mad about it. I went Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Ritter is going to have a pretty good year.
Okay.
Played at UC, so I'm excited to see what he does. Bijan Robinson, he's going to be a really good running back rookie, potential rookie of the year.
Okay.
And I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a good game. I think the Falcons just come out, putting up some points on the board. Panthers aren't going to be able to put as many up on the board. I think they're going to do a running game. Miles Sanders is going to get a decent lift, but I think it's not going to be enough for the Panthers. So the Falcons are going to win 24, Panthers 20.
I was about to say if the Panthers win, I was going to say 24-21.
24-21, so flip the scores basically. I went 24-20, you went 24-21.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much a wash.
If the Panthers,
it's a wash.
I feel like the Falcons might win though. But I tossed up for the Panthers.
Toss, that's cool. That's fine. It is a toss-up. This is the first week, so it is just that. It is a toss-up. I'm just thinking the Falcons going to have enough firepower, and then Miles Sanders isn't going to be just enough. There's just too many weapons that the Falcons have now, even though their defense is a little spotty. But that's
hey.
Yeah.
There's Panthers opportunity.
There is a hole there. There is a hole.
A window.
I agree. It's gonna be interesting. But on to the next.
We got the Jags and the Colts.
The Jags and the Colts. I went Jags.
I went Jags as well.
Went Jags. Okay. Why'd you go Jags?
Just Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went Jags because Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley. I think the offense is going to be, shooting on all cylinders. I think the defense is solid. Doug Peterson, I really believe in him. I think just the whole Jaguars organization is raising the bar. Mm-hmm. The Colts, they're going to have a good season. I think Anthony Richardson at quarterback is going to have a good rookie year. I think the Jaguars are just going to be too much for them. I got the Jags winning 31-27.
Okay.
31-27. Jags win on a close one. Anthony Richardson really surprises us. Runs for a touchdown. Throws for a touchdown. Throws for 185 yards. Runs for 80 yards. And he has a great game. But Jonathan Taylor can't play the first four, so the running game in Indianapolis is kind of weak. Jaguars have a better running game, better pass game, better defense. Jaguars win 31-27.
31-27. I was going to go... I take 31 as well, but I think that the Colts... I get them like 7... Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna get him 17.
17?
Get a coach 17. Yeah.
So you're 10 points less than me.
Yeah, that's.
I think there's the mystery between the new quarterback for the Colts is where I separate, because like they don't even know what's coming. Because this kid, I mean, you've seen he went to Florida, and he's really good. I mean, by year 3, I think the Colts are in playoff contention because he's that good.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
check it out.
Yeah, but he's a rookie now, so he's not like what Trevor Lawrence.
Get a little bit of taste. Get a taste of what's going on.
It's Jaguars' year, bro. It's their year. I think Jaguars are gonna have a good year.
Okay.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is definitely gonna be in that MVP conversation. So. But next up, we got
the 49ers and the Steelers.
49ers and the Steelers. Who'd you go with?
I went with the 49ers. The Steelers could put up a fight, though.
Yeah, I went with the 49ers as well. I just think too many pieces on offense. Though the 49ers are getting a little older, I think they've got still enough left in the tank to, really make a big run this year.
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey, Kittle, they're Brock Purdy. They've obviously traded Trey Lance to the Cowboys for a 4th-round pick.
Okay.
So that's like that was like the worst pick. One of the worst. They gave up 3 1st-round picks to get Trey Lance, and they traded him for a 4th round. Pretty bad. So the 49ers are really eating their decision making, but still good organization overall, top to bottom. Defense, offense, all around good. Brock Purdy's gonna have a big game. I think the Steelers are going to put a fight with Pickett to Pickens. I think Pickens is going to have a really good year, the wide receiver. So if anyone gets him in fantasy football, definitely watch out for George Pickens. He's going to have a big year. In his 2nd year in the NFL, he's going to have a good year for sure. Kind of like Garrett Wilson's last year, even though Garrett Wilson was a rookie, but, he came almost out of nowhere. I think Pickens is going to feel like he comes out of nowhere having a big year.
Okay.
For the Steelers. But, nonetheless, 49ers take it. They're going to put up some points, though. The 49ers are going to put 34 up to the Steelers 31. Field goal separates them, but the 49ers do enough to take the victory.
The score I had in my head, I was going 27-20.
Oh? Yeah, that's good. 27-20 is, that popped in my head, but I think the 49ers are going to put up more points.
Okay.
I think Christian McCaffrey's going to have a big game, 2 touchdowns, maybe a receiving touchdown type thing. Okay. But, on to the next.
We got the Cardinals and the Commanders. Now,
who'd you go with?
Well, we know the QB's out.
Kyler Murray's out.
I still went
maybe
Cardinals.
Forever, bro.
What you mean? Forever?
With the Cardinals, I think.
No,
okay, let's talk about the Cardinals for a quick second. Let's talk about the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals, for a quick second.
All right.
So Kyler Murray, they were trying to put a thing in his contract to make him study more. Turns out he doesn't study at all, like Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel didn't study 1 minute of playbook, anything, or do any film or anything while he played football, and it showed. Kyler Murray, much the same. Plays video games, does his thing, popular on social media, blah, 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 blah. Does not do any studying. And the Cardinals are fed up and all these different things. Next year, Caleb Williams, who plays at USC, is going to be the 1st overall pick. Whoever is the 1st overall pick gets him. So if the Cardinals don't play Kyler Murray, they'll get more losses, which means basically. But Caleb Williams' dad, who's in charge of Caleb Williams at USC, is saying that he will not play with the Arizona Cardinals, so he'll stay another year of college if he's going to go to the Cardinals.
That's a bad look on the Cardinals.
It is. It is a very bad look on the Cardinals. So for that reason,
it's kind of like a tough situation.
They're in a tough situation, bro. Cardinals are not good in situation. That's why I say Kyler Murray might who knows what's going to happen with him, dude.
Yeah, Brian even knows all that going on.
Yeah, well.
I heard he was out, so my mindset was like,
next guy up?
Well, I kind of felt like the reason why I went Cardinals is because I felt like even though he might not be playing, maybe the Cardinals can see if they can, if they can win without him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my mindset was going towards this. Plus, it's the Commanders.
I think Terry McLaurin's gonna have a big year. I think their quarterback situation in Commanders is a little suspect, but Cardinals is just as suspect. I think the offense on the Commanders side is better. I think the defense Commanders side is better. Overall, I think they're a better team. Commanders going to lose a lot of games, but they will win against the Cardinals. And I got them beating the Commanders over Cardinals 17-13.
17-30. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a
17-13.
17-13.
And the only touchdown that's going to be scored by the Cardinals is James Conner. He's going to score the touchdown from the running back position, and that's about all they're going to get on in the end zone. Everything else is a field goal.
I'm gonna go
by Matt Prater.
If the Cardinals win, I'm gonna go 13-10.
Close like that.
13-10.
I picked up in my fantasy league, in all three fantasy leagues, I do 3 a year, but all 3 of my fantasy leagues, I picked up Matt Prater, the kicker for the Cardinals, because they kick so many field goals, bro. I had to take him. Like, he's one of the older kickers in the league, but and he's good. He's not quite like an Evan McPherson or Justin Tucker, but he's good. So I picked him because they're going to kick a lot of field goals. Bro. The Cardinals are going to kick a lot of field goals. they're just not going to get into the end zone. I'm being real, bro. I literally picked him up on fantasy not because the Cardinals are good or bad. I just know they're just not going to get in the end zone.
Jeez. All right, I'm going to watch out for this one.
Watch it, bro. Watch it. It's going to be interesting. The Cardinals are going to struggle this year, bro. It's going to be funny. It's going to be interesting. That's why the Seahawks are going to get a bunch of wins on them. Everyone in that division, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Seahawks are all going to run through the Cardinals. All of them. Watch it.
Yeah, that's going to be
Watch it.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's going to be bad.
It's interesting, bro, to say the least. But on to the next.
We got the Raiders and the Broncos.
This one was kind of tough, though. I think the Raiders are good. I went Broncos as well, but I think Josh Jacobs has something to prove. In Las Vegas. Yeah.
They want him to go in attack mode.
Exactly. So both have something to prove. Russell Wilson has something to prove, and Josh Jacobs, though quarterback and running back, but Josh Jacobs is a beast, and he didn't get the contract he was looking for. So, but Russell Wilson, that's why I picked him as well. He cannot lose this first game. If Russell Wilson loses this first game, Sean Payton is gonna have a complete meltdown, bro.
Oh yeah.
A complete meltdown.
That's why I think this going to come out. This is going to come out rolling. I think this, it might be a shootout. Like back-to-back touchdowns, or at least both teams coming out with that aggression, really want to they got a chip on their shoulder, really coming out with a lot of enthusiasm about week 1 and just trying to prove to the fans what they can do.
Sure, but the thing is, I don't think the shootout's going to happen as much as because the Raiders, Jimmy G isn't starting. He's out. So their starting quarterback in Vegas is honestly not sure who's starting. Aiden maybe, but one of their backups starting. So I just think the Broncos are going to have too much firepower. It's really up to Josh Jacobs for the Raiders if they're going to control the ball and have the score lower. Because if Josh Jacobs is in control, it's going to be a lower scoring game because it's running focused. Okay. If the Broncos are in control and they get out in front early with a touchdown, then the Raiders can't do that, so it'll be a higher scoring game, probably on the Broncos side of things. So I went Broncos because I think it's going to work that way. Okay. So I went Broncos on a kind of the higher end, but not too high. Mm-hmm. I went Broncos 27 to the Raiders 20.
I'm gonna go Broncos. I'm gonna go Broncos 31, Raiders 17.
Okay, field goal each way. I got it. Well then. Oh, also. Sean Payton told Russell Wilson to stop, quote-unquote, kissing babies because he's I guess, doing the politician thing and trying to, please everyone or whatever. Dude, just play football. Be your genuine self. Throw the rock. Take a hit. Run the ball. Throw a deep pass. QB sneak to the end zone. Play football, bro. Just play football. You don't have to, prove, you as a good person. We got people in the league that do really scummy things. Deshaun Watson. You got people in the league that have done some really questionable things in life. and they still getting contracts. They're still getting their opportunity. They're still doing their thing, despite all of that. Dude, just play football.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Let's just play football, man. But yeah, I got the Broncos winning that one. So yeah. But on to the next.
Next one, we got the Dolphins and the Chargers. I went Dolphins.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is a complete toss-up. Dolphins and the Chargers. I went Chargers because I think Justin Herbert's going to have that good of a season. But the Dolphins are going to really need this win into. But I went Chargers. I went with a really close one. It's going to be 28-27.
Okay.
1 point separates them.
One separation?
Right, because here's how it's gonna go down. They're gonna get to 21. It'll be 21-27. Last touchdown, put it 27-27. Field goal ends the game. 28-27. Chargers over the Dolphins. 1 point difference.
All right.
Put it down.
I'm going to go
Book it.
Dolphins 30, Chargers 27.
Field goal separates
Still
it.
field goal separates it. Might just be a little bit more high scoring though.
That's okay. I think it's going to be high scoring because I think Dolphins putting up points with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Chargers putting up points with, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Eckler and, squad. It's going to be a fun football game. That's probably the game of the week.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe the Bills and Jets. But, yeah. But I got Chargers, you got the Dolphins. What was your score again? 30-27?
30-27.
Yeah. All right. On to the next.
Next, we got the Eagles and the Patriots. I went Pats because of the trade.
You went Patriots. They got Ezekiel Elliott now, so he's in there.
Like
he left the Cowboys and he's with the New England Patriots now.
I feel like he's gonna come out rolling.
I think so too. I think he has a good year. I think he's got a resurgence. But I went with the Eagles.
Okay.
Fly Eagles fly. I think their Super Bowl appearance, they're feeling it. They want to come out strong. I think the Eagles start out strong the whole season. Maybe win the first 4 or 5 straight because they're just gonna come out rolling. Running game's going to be strong. Passing game's going to be strong. A.J. Brown's going to have a good year. Devontae Smith's going to have a good year. Jalen Hurts is going to have a prove-it year. Potentially an MVP type of season. Eagles, going to be strong. In fact, I got the Eagles winning by 2 touchdowns at least.
2 touchdowns at least.
Yeah. So I got Eagles winning big on this one.
Okay.
I got the Eagles up 34-20.
34-20? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say if the
Patriots.
Pats win, and if the Pats win, then it'll be something close. Then I'd give it 28-27.
Just like my
It's
1
gonna
point
be
there. That's
something
cool.
close.
All
It's
right.
gonna have to be something
28-27.
And
Maybe
that's
maybe
if the Eagles don't come out firing like how you're supposed to.
I think they're
what we
going
used
to.
seeing.
Yeah, I think they're going to. I think Eagles got better since last year.
And even more confident. Like they was doing anything last season.
Yeah, they
Like,
were.
It was rolling.
They were. I think it's going to be a good season for them. I don't know if they're going to get to the Super Bowl though. We're going to have to see how they do. I think another NFC team represents. Honestly, I'm kind of in the idea that it's Bengals 49ers for a third matchup, and Bengals take it over the 49ers. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But
I got you.
I digress. We'll talk about that later in the season. But that's kind of where I'm at
Okay.
in the storyline. NFL always has a story, but
A lot of unexpected things happen too.
it does. It does. I'm excited for all the unexpected. Yeah. So we got Eagles, Patriots. I went Eagles. You went Patriots. On to the next.
We got the Packers and the Bears.
This is going to be a good game. Don't sleep on the Packers losing Aaron Rodgers. I think Jordan Love's going to have a decent year.
That's kind of what I did, and that's exactly the reason why I went with the Bears.
But I did go with the Bears as well. I think more offensive power. I think Justin Fields has a potential MVP type season as well, just like Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Burrow. I think Justin Fields is in that conversation. I think he starts out strong, maybe 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown for his first game. I think it's going to be big. I went Bears. Went Bears on a close one, though.
I feel like
Close
it's gonna
one.
be
close one. I think it's going to be field goal separates it. Packers go home sad. Bears.
I was going to give it 27-24.
27-24? Mm-hmm. I was going to go 24-21.
Okay.
24-21. I think it's a rushing touchdown from Jones for the Packers. 2 passing touchdowns from both Christian Watson, from Jordan Love to Christian Watson. I think Bears, 2 rushing touchdowns from Justin Fields and a passing to Moore for the Bears, and then a field goal by the Bears to win it. I literally just told everybody's who I'm cool. But that's where I think. Bears are going to take it. It's going to be a close one. Field goal separates it. People are going to be happy about the Packers putting up the fight with Jordan Love. Bears are going to be happy because they're now past the Packers' shadow cloud that's above their head, because Aaron Rodgers never lost to the Bears, like really ever lost to the Bears. They don't even know his full record, but it's completely it's lopsided.
It's even more motivation for them.
More motivation for the Bears, right? Yeah.
Man.
Aaron Rodgers is gone. What's next? This new era is here for the Packers. It's going to be interesting, you know? So, but we both got the Bears over the Packers. And on to the next.
On to the next one, we have the Cowboys and the Giants.
This is a big game. Cowboys and Giants is a big game. Like this is ready. Yeah, this run off under the radar with all these other big games, but like this is a huge game because the Giants had a really good season last year, and the Cowboys need a really good season this year.
And they just traded Elliott. So
yeah, but Tony Pollard is going to have a bigger year anyway. So really, Elliott was a number 2 back that didn't really need to be in that position. Too much money, and the Cowboys didn't want to pay it. Time to move on. But the Cowboys have a lot of firing power. CeeDee Lamb's going to have a big year. I think Dak is going to have a potentially fighting for like an MVP quality year, even though I don't love Dak this year, but I do think he's going to have a big year. That's why I went with the Cowboys. I think Dak starts out, firing on all cylinders. CeeDee Lamb's going to have a couple big touchdowns, and Tony Pollard's going to get a touchdown. I think the final score is going to be Cowboys 31, Giants 27.
Okay. I went with the Giants just simply because I feel like, you know how when you trade away players as fan favorites or whatever, like, they've been there for a minute. Now the team has to get used to like the guys, second string. You know what I'm saying? Just the synergy, the team chemistry and stuff like that.
For sure.
So I feel like week 1, the Cowboys could come out a little stiff. So I just went Giants. And with the score,
it's fair.
I think it'll be close. I'm going to say, the Cowboys, they do some crazy stuff sometimes.
Cowboys do crazy stuff.
They do some crazy stuff. When you think they go score low, they score high.
It's true. It's true.
I'm going to go 34-31, man, Giants.
34-31 Giants.
34-31.
All right. That's pretty close to me. I mean, I went with 31-27, so
I feel like if I go too low, then they'll play each other. They just,
and they'll do a shootout,
touchdowns.
Yeah.
How it is.
But now to the Monday night game.
Bills and Jets.
Bills and the Jets. Game of the week,
It's
probably.
It's going to be crazy.
Outside of maybe the Chargers, Dolphins. I mean, this is like the game of the week.
I win Jets because I'm ready to see what Rodgers go do as soon as the lights hit, man. It's showtime.
Yep, I went with the Jets as well. I think Aaron Rodgers has an MVP type of season. I don't think he gets the MVP because I think they're going to do a lot in the running game, so he won't have to do the numbers that Justin Herbert will have to do, or that even Patrick Mahomes or Dak might have to do, or Trevor Lawrence would have to do. But he will have to do some work. Aaron Rodgers will have to do some work, but they're going to run the ball a lot. I went Jets. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be straight shootout. I'm looking.
Game.
Yeah, I'm looking at like
40s.
No,
I'm not like 40.
I'm doing 37-34.
37-34.
So I don't know if it's going to quite get to the 40s. I don't know if any games this first week is going to get to the 40s unless some defenses fall apart.
Monday Night Football will be something crazy though.
Yeah,
it's something out.
Yeah, they do just So, but I went 37-34. So it's a pretty high scoring. I went right under the 40 mark. Field goal separates. If they get to 40, that's great. But I went 37-34. Everything you want in a football game. I think Aaron Rodgers throws for 4 touchdowns. Let's I mean, that's 28 points and just touchdowns alone. I get a running touchdown with, Dalvin Cook's going to get in there. So I do think there's going to be some sparks flying. Stephon Diggs is going to have a big game. Knox may get his as well for the Bills. They're going to really, they're both going to show out.
Man, I'm gonna go. It's gonna be in the 30s. I'm gonna say like 34, 31. Still a close game. A little field goal. Let's go separate it. I was kind of thinking maybe the 40s, but I'm like that might be too much. That's like Madden.
That is like Madden. That's why I avoid the 40s because like it's hard to put 40 up in football. These defenses are these are people trying to
it ain't happening like that.
Right. This ain't college. This is not college. Even college games 40s is a decent put up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jets over Bills. I think Josh Allen has a big year, but I think Aaron Rodgers, it's his time, man.
And he seemed like he's having a lot of fun, like with his teammates and stuff like that too.
It looks like he is. He appears to. They're doing the hard knocks with the Jets, following the Jets, and it looks pretty fun. He brought Randall Cobb, from Green Bay with him, and Randall Cobb's like telling all the young wide receivers what Aaron Rodgers is expecting, and all the different like ins and outs and what he's like. You can't play like kids, guys. Like you got to step up, be grown men in the situation.
I think I seen something like that on SportsCenter because one of the guys was saying like, if he don't, what did he say? He said like he has to trust you running your routes.
Yeah.
If he feel like he can't trust you, he's not passing you the ball or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had something.
If he doesn't trust you, he's not passing you the ball, and you're not going to get a chance if he doesn't trust you. So, because Aaron Rodgers doesn't like to throw picks, so he doesn't like to do an interception. Which I get it, but Tom Brady never really cared. These guys just throw the interceptions and they still win. Aaron Rodgers likes his numbers to be, perfect, and it is what it is.
But
wrong with it. Ain't wrong with it. He just doesn't have it.
He just like that, like a Kobe Bryant or a Jordan type of mindset. You just want to come out and dominate.
Yeah, right.
And you don't want to mess up like over the little things.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely his year though. He's definitely got he got the new haircut. He did his like retreat and went in his total darkness, and he's done a lot this year. But here we stand.
He's an interesting man.
He is an interesting man. But we have. I mean, in my opinion, I still believe he's like the best quarterback that we've ever seen throw a football. Like talent wise, he may not have the trophies like Tom Brady. He may not have like all the accolades, but dude throws a football better than, with my eyes, better than anyone that I've seen. You know what I mean? So he's super smooth with it. But definitely interested to see how he does at this older age that he's at, and see how he deals with the young receivers that the Jets have. Gonna be an interesting year.
It's gonna be the one right here.
Yep, totally agree. But we both got Jets.
Oh yeah.
And that wraps up the pick'ems though for Week 1. And before we sign off here, I'd like to toss out some names for some potential MVPs.
Okay.
And we'll see where we go from there. My MVP list right now, the 3 that I'm kind of like throwing around, my front runner, I think is going to be Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is going to be my dark horse, but I do think he's my front runner for an MVP. We haven't played a game yet. We don't know how everyone's going to come out, but if I'm going to stand before the season, Justin Herbert has got my top. I think number 2 on the list is going to be Joe Burrow. I do think Joe Burrow is going to be in the top 3. But I would rather him not win the MVP and win a Super Bowl. Because rarely do the quarterback that wins the MVP gets a Super Bowl. So, I would rather him get the Super Bowl and not the MVP, and get the Justin Herbert the MVP, and we're all good. And then the third person that's in that line for that MVP, I do think it's going to be Jalen Hurts. We talked about him earlier. I think Jalen Hurts is going to come out on so many cylinders, and he's going to just really light them up. And then the honorable mention, outside of Aaron Rodgers, honorable mention, Justin Fields.
Okay.
I think Justin Fields has a really big year, and definitely going to get some MVP consideration. So, who do you got as your front, your 2, and your third?
I was thinking of Hurts.
Okay.
I definitely want to put Burrow in there, but we do agree that we kind of would want the Super Bowl
over the MVP. Yeah,
but
MVP
we
be
kinda
cool
gotta,
to have
put
it,
him in
but
there,
like,
though, you know what I'm
but the
saying?
Super Bowl just that ring. Since he getting a Super Bowl,
Super Bowl, yeah. The MVP, that's just bragging rights. Super Bowl, that's like ultimate bragging rights.
that
We got
day
this
forever.
It's
Even the
forever.
MVP, you'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll
Then
brag
people
about it.
forget about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, right.
You can't forget the Super Bowl.
Nope. You can't forget no Super Bowl. Exactly.
Next up.
But yeah, so you got Jalen Hurts, Burrow, and who's that third one that you? Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence. Where are you at with it? We got.
I feel like
Tua.
It could be. We might see Holmes in there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tua.
Mahomes going to do a lot. Mahomes is going to have to do a lot this year. He could get those numbers. He doesn't have quite the running game that.
But he's so unorthodox, like the way he passed the ball. Like he just, I don't know.
He's playing basketball out there, bro. He literally throws the ball in the most weird spots.
The weirdest ways.
Under people's arms, just trying to get it around. Like he makes moves, and all his players are anticipating him doing these moves. So
I like to put Lamar somewhere up there too, though.
Lamar Jackson? Yeah. I have him. I mean, he's definitely. I have him and Aaron Rodgers like neck and neck as that fifth spot.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields is. The only reason to put Justin Fields there is because I think they're going to win more now that they have DJ Moore and they've got more offensive weapons.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to do better. The team's going to do better, which is going to put Justin Fields in that elevated spot. But it's going to be Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, and Lamar Jackson all in that one spot. The reason they may not give it to Lamar Jackson is because he's already got one. I feel like they may give it to somebody else, but I don't know. It's a narrative. It's a story thing with MVP, which also might be the reason why they give it to Joe Burrow, because if he gets his contract, will be the highest paid quarterback. An MVP at that year is kind of like tying a bow on the top of the package. You know what I mean?
If he win the Super Bowl, then he might be even.
But you're gonna get the.
Let's go come
MVP.
before. Yeah.
That's the thing. If he gets the MVP and he loses that Super Bowl, I will be so upset. I would be so upset. I'd be like, dude, just take the MVP back. Give it to anybody else and give us the Super Bowl. Like, way we can live without the MVP. But if he gets the MVP, great. But I'd love to see that Super Bowl come to Cincy. Yeah, you got Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Cousins. I don't know if anyone in here really has that chance. And then Trevor Lawrence.
Maybe Lawrence might. You never.
Lawrence
could probably break
it's his year. He's got Calvin Ridley. Because remember, Calvin Ridley was out last season because he bet on football. So he was out all year.
Dang.
But Calvin Ridley, dude, he's that outside of Devontae Adams and maybe Cooper Kupp, route running, footwork, Calvin Ridley's top 3 to top 5 wide receiver in all the NFL. And the Jaguars have him because he played with the Falcons before. So Calvin Ridley's there. Anyone pick him up on fantasy football, you got to catch on that one as well, because Calvin Ridley really I don't know, man. He definitely has he has the juice, man. Calvin Ridley's got that thing. He just is a total idiot by betting on football. You're out a whole season because you got money, bro. Invest it in different ways. You don't have to bet on football. Bet on other sports. Do other things with your money. Have somebody else do something, but don't be bet on your own teams. Don't be betting if you know the rules and you have to follow by certain rules, follow the rules. Your job is to play football, and you got out a whole season because you couldn't, control yourself, bro.
Season.
Yeah, but he's back now, so the Jaguars have him, and they're about to put up points. So Trevor Lawrence could be in that. He could be in that final standings. That's very, very possible. It's his time to shine. You know what I mean?
They played real good last season.
I know.
Man. Gotta keep it going. Snowball effect. Keep that traction going.
Exactly. So Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes. And then of course you got Jalen Hurts in there. And a lot of these guys, they're all in AFC. Think about this. All these guys in AFC. Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert. That's 6 MVP candidates we just talked about, all in the AFC. The NFC has Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins, Brock Purdy if he is a big year.
Well, that's what could separate it in.
Dak Prescott.
By being like only them over in the NFC, you know.
Because they have less competition.
Yeah, and they just go like have a field day, just racking up numbers.
True.
But then it depends on how the league look at it. You know, they'd rather look at the AFC like it's way more competition over here MVP wise.
Yeah.
It depends on how they look at it.
That's true. Like I said, I think it's MVP is definitely a storyline award. They don't necessarily give it to the one that they give it to the one that had like the best season, but I also think they give it to the person that like had overcome a lot,
like
enough wins. Yeah. Like if Justin Fields, if the Chicago Bears have a bad season again and Justin Fields has MVP type numbers, they're not going to give it to Justin Fields because the Bears won 5 games or 3 games or whatever. Mm-hmm. So if that happens, Fields is out. But if the Bears win 10 games, 9 games, and they make the playoffs,
they go give it to him because they go most valuable player.
Yeah, or comeback player of the year because brought his team back. But I guess it wouldn't be a comeback. I would say that's probably going to be like, I bet you Jimmy Garoppolo or someone gets comeback player of the year, Derek Carr or someone like that. I don't know. Or maybe Calvin Ridley. Can you imagine giving comeback player of the year because you kicked him out because of betting and he comes back and has like the most yards and you're like,
it would make a storyline.
I know, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Make like a storyline,
right?
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just Calvin Ridley is. Don't sleep on him. He's gonna have a year. So, let's move on from the MVP real quick and let's go with our offensive player of the year.
Offensive player of the year?
Yeah, non-quarterback. Who is your offensive player of the year? Is it running back, wide receiver, tight end? Is it Travis Kelce? Is it Christian McCaffrey? Is it Calvin Ridley? Is it Devontae Adams? Is it A.J. Brown for the Eagles? Is it Garrett Wilson of the Jets? Stephon Diggs of the Bills? Justin Jefferson of the Vikings? Jamar Chase of the Bengals? Who is the offensive player of the year? Tyreek Hill?
You know what, bro? I'm going with Chase.
Jamar Chase?
I'm going with Chase, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just seen all the craziest catches this guy does. You know, he don't he don't drop the ball as much.
Yep.
He always clutch. Just like Burrow and Burrow, they both clutch. They clutch together.
I agree.
Amazing catches.
Totally
We've seen them all.
He does it all.
Like
offensive player of the year for you, Jamar Chase. It's a really good pick. Yeah.
Jamar Chase, man.
Good throw out. My offensive player of the year. You know what? I'm going to go. I think Justin Jefferson puts up those kind of numbers again. I think Justin Jefferson gets it.
Justin Jefferson?
For the Vikings. Wide receiver.
The wide receiver.
Yep. That's
8.
where I'm standing right now. Yeah. I think that's enough for the sports talk.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Both got a wide receiver.
Because he does, he makes a lot of highlight plays too. He's fast too. Like, I don't think Chase is like super fast, but he's like more of a possessional wide receiver. Yeah, he catch it and he can hit you with a couple moves and make a play. And the Jefferson guy, because I've seen some of his highlights, he's like like at the speed.
Oh, he does.
And you're throwing deep. He makes amazing catches, makes highlight plays and stuff like that. So yeah, that's dope.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, wide receiver is like right now like the most important position. So we used to be the running back in fantasy and whatever, but like now like we're seeing that wide receivers are really putting up those points. They're able to, they're clutch. They're clearly their gloves are sticky. They're able to. But I think Justin Jefferson has a really big year. You got Jamar Chase. He's gonna have a big year as well, I believe. He just puts up more yards. I think Justin Jefferson is going to put up 2,000, 150 catches. He's going to have a big year. Yeah, bro. I think that's his. Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, that's crazy for sure.
But yeah, I think that wraps up another episode of Sports Talk on the Levee, dude. We got through episode 81. So this will be the first one we post on YouTube for anyone watching. Where we were doing Facebook before, but we're kind of shifting to YouTube for a new era. So it'll be the first episode, but it is episode 81, and we're going to keep it rolling from here. And appreciate you for, yeah, man. But yeah, come back each week for about an hour of sports talk, and we'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you all for tuning in for another episode of Sports Talk on Levee, episode 81 in the books. Thank you so much. I'm Andrew Iser. YOMN. We out. Appreciate y'all. Later.
See ya.
Bye. Yeah.